Hello, my friends! Welcome back to SWT English Learning. I'm Jack, and today I want to share something small but life-changing. Every day, people ask me, Jack, how can I become fluent in English? I study for months, but when I try to speak, my mind goes blank. I understand that feeling. You know the words, you understand movies, but when it's time to speak, silence. So today, I'm going to show you a simple method that can change everything. It takes only 10 minutes a day. That's right, just 10 minutes. But those 10 minutes can completely transform how you speak, how you think, and how confident you feel in English. It's not magic. It's not a secret course. It's something your brain already understands. You just need to train it the right way. So take a deep breath. Imagine this. Every single day, you give yourself just 10 minutes to live inside English. Not to study, not to memorize, but to live it. Why 10 minutes is enough? Most people think language learning means long classes, heavy grammar books, or hours of memorizing vocabulary lists. But here's the truth. Your brain doesn't grow from long, rare study sessions. It grows from small, daily contact. Think about it like watering a plant. If you pour a bucket of water once a week, the plant will struggle. But if you give it a little water every day, it grows strong, green, and healthy. Your English is that plant. 10 minutes a day is that daily water. It keeps your brain in English mode. Your mind starts connecting sounds and meanings faster. Your memory becomes sharper. Your tongue starts moving more naturally. Even if it's just 10 minutes, do it every day, and you'll see what most learners never see: real, natural fluency. Let's make it simple. 10 minutes a day times 30 days equals 300 minutes of focused English. That's 5 full hours of real, active training every month. And those hours are 10 times more powerful than one big weekend study session. Because consistency always beats intensity. Now, before we start the steps, I want you to remember one thing. The goal is not to study English. The goal is to feel English, to make it a part of your daily rhythm, just like brushing your teeth or checking your phone. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a fancy classroom. You don't even need perfect grammar. All you need is your phone, your voice, and 10 minutes of focus. That's it. Now, let's dive into how this 10-minute practice actually works. We'll break it into 5 simple steps. Each step trains a different muscle: listening, speaking, personalization, free talking, and reflection. When you do them together, they create the perfect daily workout for your English brain. Step 1. Listen and absorb, the first 2 minutes. Start your 10 minutes by listening. Just listen. Find something short and simple, maybe a short podcast, a short story, a small dialogue, or even a daily English clip here on SWT English Learning. Choose something that you can understand about 70 to 80%. Not too easy, not too hard. If it's too easy, you'll get bored. If it's too hard, you'll get lost. When you listen, don't translate. Don't think about grammar. Just feel the rhythm. Notice the sound of English, the ups and downs, the pauses, the flow. Listen like a musician listens to music, because language is music. Every language has a rhythm. Try this. Close your eyes while listening. Hear how native speakers connect words together. For example, instead of want to, they say wanna. Instead of going to, they say gonna. These little sounds are what make English sound natural. If you listen carefully every day, your brain will start copying them automatically. Pro tip: listen to the same short clip every day for 1 week. Why? Because repetition builds understanding. Your brain starts predicting what comes next, and that's how fluency begins. Step 2. Speak out loud. The next 2 minutes. Now it's your turn to make noise. Don't stay silent. Don't just think the words, say them. Take a few sentences from what you listen to and repeat them out loud. Mimic the pronunciation, the emotion, the melody. Yes, you might feel a bit awkward at first, especially if people are around you. But remember, your mouth is learning a new dance. It needs practice. When a child learns to walk, they fall many times, but every fall makes their legs stronger. The same thing happens with your mouth when learning a new language. You might mispronounce some words. That's okay. Fluency doesn't come from perfection. It comes from repetition. So repeat, repeat, repeat. If you want, look in a mirror while speaking. Watch how your lips move. Notice how your tongue touches your teeth when you say th. These small actions create big changes. Pro tip: record yourself while talking. When you listen later, you'll hear your progress. You'll also notice what to improve, maybe pronunciation, maybe rhythm. And trust me, hearing your own voice speaking English will motivate you more than any teacher ever can.
Now that you've listened, spoken, and personalized, it's time to go deeper into the heart of daily English practice. The part most learners skip: reflection. Reflection is not just thinking about what you did. It's training your brain to notice patterns, remember sounds, and understand your own progress. Step 5. Reflect and repeat. The last 2 minutes. After your 8 minutes of listening and speaking, take 2 minutes to pause. Just sit quietly and think. Ask yourself simple questions. Which words came easily to me today? Which ones felt difficult or slow? Did I say something new today that I've never said before? You don't need to write everything down, though you can if you like. The goal is simply to notice, because when you notice, your brain organizes information. It builds stronger memory paths. Imagine you're cleaning your room. You can throw everything in one drawer and forget it. Or you can put things where they belong. Shirts in one place, books in another, shoes neatly lined up. Reflection does that for your mind. When you take a few minutes to think about your English, you help your brain store information in the right drawers. And the next time you speak, those words will come out more smoothly. You see, language learning isn't about studying more. It's about remembering better. Reflection is what turns today's effort into tomorrow's fluency. Why this 10-minute routine works like magic. Let's step back for a second. Maybe you're thinking, Jack, can 10 minutes really make a difference? Yes, it can, and here's why. Think about your muscles. If you go to the gym once a month for 3 hours, nothing happens. But if you lift small weights every day for 10 minutes, your muscles get stronger. That's because muscles grow through repetition and consistency, not exhaustion. Your English is exactly the same. It's not about big study sessions. It's about small, repeated actions. Repetition creates comfort. Comfort creates confidence. And confidence creates fluency. Let's look at it another way. Every time you do your 10-minute practice, you're building micro-connections in your brain. Neuroscientists call this neural pathways. They are like roads in your brain that connect thoughts, sounds, and meanings. At first, these roads are small, like tiny footpaths. But every time you repeat a phrase, Every time you speak out loud, those roads become stronger, wider, smoother. Soon, your brain starts driving fast and confidently on those roads. That's fluency. This is why you don't need hours. You just need daily contact. Even on your busiest days, even when you feel tired, give yourself those 10 minutes, because those 10 minutes will give you something far greater: momentum. Momentum is powerful. When you skip days, your momentum breaks. But when you keep going, even for a few minutes, your motivation grows by itself. You feel proud, you feel progress, and that feeling pushes you forward. Real-life examples of small practice creating big results. Let me tell you about a few learners who used this same method. One student, Sarah, used to freeze every time someone spoke English to her. She understood everything, but couldn't reply fast enough. So she started doing her 10-minute routine every night before bed, just listening and speaking aloud to her phone. After 30 days, she sent me a voice message. She said, "Jack, for the first time, I spoke with my boss without panic." Another learner, Ahmed, was shy. He said he always felt embarrassed about his accent. So I told him, "Make English your daily friend." He started speaking to himself for 2 minutes while walking to work every morning. He described what he saw: cars, trees, people, clouds. After 2 months, he said something beautiful. "Now when I speak English, I don't think about grammar. I just talk." That's what happens when you practice daily. Your focus shifts from correctness to connection, and that's where real fluency begins. You can try it too. Describe your room, your clothes, your breakfast, your plans, anything. English doesn't grow only in classrooms. It grows in real moments, in real life. What to avoid if you want to keep improving? Now, let's be honest. Most learners start strong but stop after 1 or 2 weeks. So let's fix that. Here are 3 traps you must avoid. Trap 1. Skipping days. When you skip too many days, you break the chain. Your brain forgets the rhythm. It's like stopping a car. When you start again, you waste energy. So even if you're busy, do a short version. 5 minutes is okay. 1 minute is better than 0. Trap 2. Chasing perfection. Many learners wait for the perfect time, the perfect accent, the perfect word. Guess what? That time never comes. Fluency is messy. Mistakes are part of the process. If a child waited until they could walk perfectly, they'd never take the first step. So speak with mistakes. Speak with courage. You can polish later. Trap 3. Practicing without emotion. If your practice feels boring, your brain switches off. So talk about what you love, your favorite music, your dreams, your hobbies, your favorite movie. When you feel something, your brain remembers better. English is not just grammar and vocabulary. It's energy, it's feeling, it's connection. A few creative ways to make your 10 minutes fun. Let's make your routine exciting, because when learning feels fun, it becomes a habit. Here are some creative ideas. Record mini diaries. Every day, record a short English diary on your phone. Talk about what happened today or what you plan for tomorrow. Sing English songs. Choose slow songs with clear lyrics. Sing along. It trains pronunciation and rhythm. Talk to your pet or mirror. Sounds funny, right? But it works. Watch short English clips and pause after each line to repeat what you hear. Use voice assistants like Siri or Google Assistant in English. Ask questions, give commands. Real interaction helps you think in English. These small creative actions turn your 10 minutes into something you actually look forward to. And when learning feels good, your brain says, let's do that again tomorrow. The mindset that changes everything. You might think learning English is just about practice, but it's also about how you think. If you believe English is hard, it will feel heavy. But if you believe it's possible and you treat it like an adventure, it becomes light. Every sentence you speak is a small victory. Every new word you use is a new step forward. Even small progress every day is powerful. Remember, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to be better than yesterday. When you speak, smile. When you listen, feel curious. When you make mistakes, laugh. Because this journey is not a race, it's a relationship between you and a new language. And the more love and patience you give to it, the more beautiful it becomes.
Every time you speak English, something amazing happens inside your brain. You may not feel it, but new connections are being built. Tiny bridges between your thoughts and your words. In the beginning, those bridges are weak. You think in your native language, translate in your head, and then speak. That's why everything feels slow and stressful. But when you practice every day, even just 10 minutes, your brain starts to skip the translation step. You begin to think in English. And when that happens, speaking becomes natural, almost automatic. This is not magic, it's science. Your brain adapts to whatever you feed it every day. If you feed it daily English, it starts working in English. Let me give you an example. When a taxi driver moves to a new city, the first week is hard. He uses a map for every turn. But after a month of driving daily, he doesn't need the map anymore. He just knows the roads. Your brain works the same way. At first, you use the map. You translate every word. But after daily practice, the roads become familiar. You just go. You just speak. Why consistency beats talent every single time. Some people think fluency depends on talent, that you must be good at languages to speak well. That's a myth. Fluency depends on consistency, not talent. A person who practices 10 minutes a day will always outperform someone who studies for hours once a month. Think of learning English like learning to dance. You can read about dancing, watch videos of dancing, or talk about dancing, but until you move your body, nothing changes. The same is true for English. You must move your mouth. You must speak. You must feel the rhythm. Even if you don't have perfect grammar, your fluency grows through movement, through doing. And the best part? You can practice anywhere. While cooking, while walking, while driving, you can turn those moments into practice time. For example, while cooking, describe what you're doing. I'm cutting the onions. I'm boiling water. The smell is amazing. While walking, talk about what you see. The sky looks clear today. There's a man riding a bicycle. The wind feels soft. While waiting for a bus, talk about your day. I woke up early. I checked my messages. Now I'm heading to work. Simple, right? But every time you do this, you're training your brain to think in English. Building your English muscle memory. Here's something most learners don't realize. Speaking is not just mental, it's physical. Your tongue, lips, and jaw are muscles. When you speak English, they need to move differently than in your native language. That's why it feels strange at first. Your muscles are learning a new habit. But just like any sport, your mouth develops muscle memory. When a basketball player practices shooting every day, his body remembers the motion. He doesn't have to think, he just throws. When you speak English daily, the same thing happens. Your mouth begins to remember how English sounds and feels. You stop thinking about pronunciation. You just talk. So if you ever feel shy or worried that your accent is not perfect, remember this. It's not about having a perfect accent. It's about having a trained accent, one that feels natural because you use it every day.
Over time, your pronunciation improves automatically because your mouth knows what to do. That's the power of repetition. A powerful 10-minute daily example. Let's walk through a quick 10-minute routine you can start today. Minute 1 to 2, listen to a short English audio clip, maybe a podcast, a dialogue, or a short video from SWT English Learning. Minute 3 to 4, repeat sentences aloud. Imitate the pronunciation, rhythm, and tone. Minute 5 to 6, create your own examples based on what you heard. For example, if you listen to "She goes to the gym in the morning," say, "I go to the park in the morning," or "I read in the morning." Minute 7 to 8, speak freely. Talk about anything you want, your plans, your day, your thoughts. Minute 9 to 10, reflect. Ask yourself what words felt natural, what was difficult, and what new phrase you want to use tomorrow. That's it. 10 minutes. But those 10 minutes can transform your fluency. And if you keep doing this every single day, your progress will surprise you. After 1 week, you'll feel more comfortable. After a month, people will notice your improvement. After 6 months, you'll speak without fear. How to stay motivated when you feel lazy. Let's be honest. Some days you won't feel like practicing. Maybe you're tired, busy, or just not in the mood. That's okay. You're human. But here's a trick. Motivation doesn't come before action. It comes after. When you start speaking, even for a minute, you'll feel a small spark of energy. That spark turns into motivation. So don't wait to feel ready. Start, even if it's just 2 minutes. Because once you start, your energy will follow. You can also use a few simple habits to stay consistent. Set a reminder. Choose a specific time, maybe right after breakfast or before sleeping. Track your progress. Keep a notebook or app where you write, "I practiced today." It feels great to see your streak grow. And reward yourself. After a week of daily practice, do something nice for yourself. Watch your favorite movie. Cook your favorite meal. And most importantly, forgive yourself when you miss a day. Don't quit. Just start again tomorrow. Fluency isn't about perfection. It's about returning every time you fall. The emotional side of learning English. Many learners don't talk about this part, the emotional side of the journey. But it's real. Sometimes you'll feel frustrated. Sometimes you'll feel stuck, like you're not improving. But remember, progress is invisible before it becomes visible. Just like a seed growing under the soil, you don't see it at first, but something is happening. The more you practice, the stronger your English roots become. And one day, suddenly, you'll speak without effort and realize it worked. Fluency isn't one big step. It's thousands of tiny steps that no one sees, but they matter. So when you feel tired, remember why you started. Maybe you want to travel, study abroad, or connect with new people. Whatever your reason, keep it close to your heart. That reason will give you the energy to continue. Your English environment matters. Fluency grows fastest when you surround yourself with English. You don't have to move to an English-speaking country. You can create that environment anywhere. Here are a few simple ways. Change your phone language to English. Follow English-speaking YouTubers or podcasts. Read short English posts on social media. Label items around your home, door, mirror, window. Write your to-do list in English. When your environment speaks English, your brain starts thinking in English automatically. You stop learning and start living the language. That's what makes the 10-minute routine powerful. It's not about study, it's about lifestyle. Every time you listen, speak, and reflect, you're not just practicing, you're building an English world around you. And that world will carry you forward even on days when you don't feel motivated.
When you start giving time to your English every single day, something invisible begins to grow inside you. Momentum. Momentum is that quiet force that keeps you moving forward even when you feel tired. It's like when a bicycle starts rolling down a gentle hill. Once it moves, it becomes easier to keep going.
But to keep that momentum strong, you need to make your learning exciting, not boring. Think about it. If every day you repeat the same dry routine, your mind says, "Ugh, not again." So the trick is to bring variety and fun into your 10 minutes. Let me show you how. 1. Change the focus each day. Maybe Monday you practice listening, Tuesday speaking, Wednesday vocabulary, Thursday reading, Friday grammar in a fun way. When you mix things up, your brain stays awake. It loves surprise. 2. Add sound and emotion. Instead of just reading words, listen to how they feel. Say, "Wow, that's amazing," or "Oh no, really?" with real feelings. Emotion makes memory stick. When your voice has energy, your brain remembers better. 3. Connect English to your life. Talk about things that truly matter to you. If you love football, speak about your favorite player. If you're into cooking, describe your favorite dish in English. When you link English to passion, learning stops feeling like study. It becomes expression. You see, English is not just grammar and vocabulary. It's a bridge to people. It's a tool to express your ideas, your personality, your dreams. Imagine meeting someone from another country and being able to share your thoughts freely. That's a beautiful feeling, and it's worth every minute you practice. Now let's talk about something very important: mistakes. Many learners fear mistakes like they are monsters, but mistakes are actually your best teachers. When you make one, it's not failure, it's feedback. The mistake says, "Hey, this part needs a little more attention." Do you know how children learn their first language? They make thousands of mistakes every single day. They say words wrong, they mix grammar, they forget things. But they keep trying. They laugh, they repeat, they play. That's the secret adults often forget. Learning is play, not pressure. So next time you say something incorrectly, smile and correct it kindly. Say, "Oh, I learned something new," instead of, "Oh no, I'm bad at English." Because you're not bad, you're learning. There's another powerful habit you can add to your 10-minute plan. Record your voice. Once or twice a week, record yourself speaking about anything: your day, your plans, a memory. Then listen again. You'll notice small improvements: your pronunciation, your confidence, your speed. That simple act of listening to your own progress gives you motivation like nothing else. Let's imagine a small scene together. You're sitting with your morning tea and you open your notebook. You write 3 new words: hope, journey, progress. Then you say them aloud, slowly. Hope gives me energy. My English journey is exciting. Progress makes me smile. That's all. 10 minutes. But those minutes plant seeds that grow. And when you finish, take one deep breath and whisper, "I'm proud of myself." Because pride is not arrogance, it's self-respect. You're doing something wonderful, investing in yourself. Now let's talk about another secret weapon: visualization. It's a big word, but it simply means seeing your success before it happens. Before you start your 10 minutes, close your eyes for a few seconds and imagine yourself speaking English fluently. Picture a conversation where you're calm and confident. Imagine the smile on your face when someone says, "Wow, your English is really good." That image sends a message to your brain: "This is who I'm becoming," and your brain starts to believe it. Remember, success starts in the mind before it shows in reality. If you think, "I can't," your brain closes the door. If you think, "I can," your brain starts looking for the key. At SWT English Learning, we believe your words can shape your world. So be careful with what you say to yourself. Replace "I can't speak English" with "I'm learning to speak better every day." Replace "I forget words" with "I'm remembering more and more." Simple words, powerful change. Here's another idea. Create English moments during your day. For example, when you see an object, say its name in English. When you eat, describe the taste in English. When you walk, make short sentences like, "The sky is beautiful," "The air feels cool." These little moments turn your whole day into a learning environment. And the best part? You don't need a special time or place. Your world becomes your classroom. Let's not forget about listening, because listening is half of communication. The more you listen, the more natural your speaking becomes. So fill your ears with English, songs, podcasts, short videos. But choose ones you enjoy. If you love travel, listen to travel stories. If you like motivation, listen to positive talks. Learning works best when your heart is interested. Slowly, your ears will catch new patterns, how native speakers link words, how their voices rise and fall. Then, without even realizing it, you'll start speaking the same way. One of my students once said, "Jack, I don't know how it happened, but after 3 months, my brain started thinking in English." That's the magic of consistency and exposure. When English becomes part of your daily soundscape, fluency naturally follows. Before we wrap this section, I want you to remember one sentence. Tiny effort, repeated daily, builds extraordinary power. Never underestimate what 10 minutes can do. 10 minutes every day is stronger than 10 hours once a month, because language grows like a tree, not overnight, but slowly, quietly, beautifully. So keep watering your English tree with small drops of effort. One day it will bloom, and you'll stand under its shade, smiling proudly, speaking confidently. That's what I wish for you. Growth that feels natural, joyful, and lasting. Keep learning, keep smiling, and remember, you're not just studying English, you're building a new version of yourself.
Fluency doesn't begin with perfect grammar. It begins with belief. The belief that you can grow, even if your English today is not perfect. Every great speaker once said their first simple words. Every confident person once felt nervous. The difference between them and the rest is simple. They kept going. When you start your 10-minute practice today, you might feel shy. You might think, "My accent is strange," or "I sound funny." But remember, your voice is your identity. It tells your story. Don't hide it. Celebrate it. When you speak English with your own accent, you are not wrong. You are real. English doesn't belong to one country. It belongs to everyone who speaks it with courage. From Tokyo to Cairo, from Islamabad to London, people use English to share ideas, dreams, and emotions. So when you speak, you're joining a global family. Let's take a moment to imagine something powerful. Imagine you're traveling to another country. You walk into a cafe, order your drink in English, and the person smiles because they understand you perfectly. You feel proud, not because you know every rule, but because you communicated. That moment is freedom. That moment is confidence, and it starts with your 10-minute daily habit. Now, let's make your practice even stronger with a few power habits that can completely change your learning energy. Check mark 1. Create a morning English ritual. Before checking your phone, take 10 minutes to listen, speak, or repeat something in English. Morning learning sets the tone for your entire day. Your brain is fresh, calm, and ready. Checkmark 2. End your day with reflection. At night, before sleeping, replay your day in English. Say in your mind, "Today I learned this new word," or "I spoke English for 5 minutes at lunch." Reflection helps your brain store what you've learned permanently. Checkmark 3. Celebrate your wins. Too many learners focus on what they don't know. Start celebrating what you do know. Did you understand a podcast better today? That's progress. Did you speak for 3 minutes without stopping? That's growth. Every step counts. Checkmark 4. Stay connected with motivation. Watch positive English channels like SWT English Learning. When you hear real voices, real motivation, and real stories, your passion stays alive. You feel part of something bigger, a community that learns together. And here's something I always tell my students. Your English success is not about speed, it's about direction. Even slow progress in the right direction will lead you far. Because the truth is, no one becomes fluent overnight. Fluency is a journey made of small, brave steps. Every time you repeat a word, every time you try again after a mistake, every time you say, "Okay, I'll practice today," you're winning. Your consistency is your superpower. Let's do a small exercise right now. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say slowly, "I'm becoming fluent." Say it again. "I'm improving every day." Say it one more time with feeling. "I'm proud of my progress." You see, those sentences are not just words, they're affirmations. They train your mind to see growth instead of doubt. Now think about how much you've learned since you first started studying English. Maybe in the beginning you could say only a few words. Now you can understand full videos, podcasts, maybe even read books. That's a big victory. Don't forget to celebrate that. If you continue this 10-minute daily practice for 30 days, your results will surprise you. You'll start speaking more naturally, understanding faster, and feeling less nervous. And if you continue for 6 months, you'll look back and think, "Wow, I can't believe how far I've come." Let me share one last story. A learner named Maria once told me she practiced just 10 minutes a day, listening, repeating, and talking to herself in English. At first, she felt awkward. She laughed at herself in the mirror, but she kept going. 6 months later, she got a new job where she spoke English daily. Her colleagues asked, "Where did you study?" She smiled and said, "In my kitchen for 10 minutes every morning." That's the power of small steps. So what about you? Your 10 minutes today could become your success story tomorrow. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. Every time you practice, remember this. You're not just learning English. You're training your confidence. You're shaping your mindset. You're becoming the version of yourself who can communicate with the world. Before we finish, I want you to promise yourself one thing. Promise that you'll never give up, no matter how slow it feels. Promise that you'll believe in your ability to improve. And promise that you'll give your best, not for anyone else, but for you. Here's how you can start right after watching this video. 1. Choose one short audio or video you like. 2. Listen for 2 minutes, speak for 2 minutes, personalize for 2 minutes, free talk for 2 minutes, reflect for 2 minutes. Set a timer, start today. And tomorrow, do it again and again. Not because you have to, but because you want to grow. Remember, consistency builds confidence, confidence builds fluency, and fluency builds freedom. Your English journey doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be yours. So keep going, my friend. Believe in your voice, trust your process, and take that small step every single day. This is Jack from SWT English Learning, and I'm so proud of you for choosing to learn, to grow, and to speak with courage. Until next time, stay motivated, stay confident, and keep shining through your words.